Alrighty, everybody. Thanks for joining. We're going to give everyone about a minute to join and get settled. Now's a great time to grab that cup of coffee. We'll get started here in a minute or two. If you're sitting at your desk, if you don't mind, feel free to drop a quick intro in the chat. Would love to hear where everyone's from. Always got a good group of folks here. So thanks for tuning in. We'll get started in about 1 minute. Righty, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you all so much for joining. My name is Ryan O'Donnell. I am the CEO and co-founder of EmployUs. Hireology recently acquired EmployUs over the summer, and I'll be the host of today's quick hit webinar series. It's Hireology's short, digestible 10-15 minute segments to help you move the ball forward with your recruiting programs. In this series, we're talking about all things employee referrals. Last time we got together, I talked about how to set up a great referral program policy, how to set up referral bonus structures, and everything related to the mechanics of how a referral program is designed. For today's session, the second webinar, we're going to be talking about how you can boost participation in your referral program. I often talk with clients that essentially they start a great referral program, they put a ton of effort into having the perfect policy, getting it, signed off across the organization, and then they don't promote the program enough, and people tend to forget about that policy that they heard about a few months ago. So the whole purpose of today's session is to give you some actionable steps to help you promote your program and get more employees participating in your referral program. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. As many of you were here for the last session, I won't dive too much into this, but basically what we know is that referrals are really the best source of hires. Study after study has confirmed that. And what we have seen is that referrals tend to be more qualified. They tend to get hired faster, as well as stay employed longer. So at a time when hiring is harder than it's ever been, at a time when we're dealing with the Great Resignation, a great high-performing referral program is one of the best ways to make your company the type of organization that is attracting talent to it and not losing talent to other organizations. We've talked a lot about how you can't only rely on the same sources that you were using before the pandemic. You need to diversify and rely more than just on job boards or your career site, and making sure that you're getting the most out of your referral program is one of the best ways to do that. Now, for your referral program, what we have seen just in terms of high-level stats, if you haven't already heard, we've seen that referrals tend to be twice as qualified as non-referrals, meaning you're much more likely to move a referral into the hiring process as a non-referral. Also, we've seen that referrals are about 4 times more likely to get hired compared to candidates that come in from your job sites, from Indeed, from LinkedIn. I was just talking to a company right before this call. They know that they have to talk to 40 candidates that come in from their job boards and career site in order to make a hire. But with their referral program, they only have to talk to 10 people. Think about all of that time that gets saved by not having to have those other 30 conversations and being able to focus really on some of your highest quality candidates. So by now, hopefully everyone has defined their referral program policy. We've talked about that quite a bit. And what we're going to talk about today is all about how you promote your program. What it's all about are really these three areas. So this is what we're going to focus on and how to boost participation. We're going to talk about communication. We're going to be talking about how to make it easy. And we're going to be talking about how you can follow up to make sure that your referral program doesn't just have a spike as soon as you launch it. We want to make sure that referrals are always going up and to the right. So we're going to share some strategies for you to implement to help you get more referrals and to keep those coming in. So the first step is all about communication. You have to regularly communicate your program to your employees, as well as promote your open roles. It seems obvious, but I can't tell you how many times I've talked to companies where they've only promoted the program once, maybe at a quarterly onsite last year, and then they haven't talked about it since. So the first thing that is a good rule of thumb is the rule of 7. If you haven't heard it, it's a common concept in sales and marketing. It's why you hear the same ads over and over again for the same companies, because they know that on average, it takes you hearing something 7 times before you take any action. I'm not really sure if this is based on any science, but I do know that they have definitely proven this out by sending me ads over and over again for various things. So if you think about when you're trying to break a habit, or if you want to teach your kids something new, you know you can't just say it once and be done with it. You've got to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. So we know that the same goes with your referral program. Your employees don't wake up every morning thinking about referring someone or thinking about what jobs are open. So they have to constantly be hearing about the referral program and your open jobs across multiple channels, multiple times throughout their employee life cycle, so that it becomes something that is top of mind for them. I like to think about this as a really easy way to gauge this is, are employees thinking about telling their friends about why they like to work at your company? Is there a clear value proposition for them? Is it something that they can articulate to someone else about why they like working at your company? And the easy call to action there is, I can refer you. I love working here and I can help you get a job here. The next area is all about marketing the program internally. So before we talk about how you can do that, I want to share it as a quick example about what everyone else is doing. Every other company is trying to encourage your employees to apply for their jobs. We know that, especially right now, as so many people are on the market or are thinking about changing jobs. You can think about the literally billions of dollars that are spent on job postings, on career sites, to encourage people who are working at one company to go work somewhere else. And I just want you to think about that and then contrast that with, what are you spending to promote your own roles to your current employees? Everyone else is going to tell your employees why their company is great, why their jobs are the latest and greatest, and why people should apply and tell their friends about that. I even know in my backyard, where I live in Raleigh, they're always talking about new companies that are moving to the area, announcing 500 or 1,000 person job expansions. We've got to be able to promote our own jobs to our own employees just as well. So how do you do that? Well, there's a couple of ways to do it. Right here, I've listed a few that have worked really well for a lot of our clients. So when it comes to your referral program, you can think of it in 2 ways. You want employees to know that if they share jobs, if they refer their friends, they can get rewarded for it, recognized for it. If you have company all hands meetings, whether it's every week, every month, or just like a town hall once a quarter, use that as an opportunity to tell employees about your referral program. Use it as an opportunity to highlight priority jobs that may be new because you're opening up a new sales team or a new location and you need candidates at that site, or because a job is hot or really hard to fill. Find out those roles that are the most important to advertise and then get them out in front of your employees. The other things that you can do are sending out email and text campaigns to promote your program. A lot of clients choose to do like a weekly jobs blast of some roles each week, and they might filter that so that the sales team is hearing about open sales jobs, engineering is hearing about engineering jobs. If you've got a bunch of nurses, we're probably going to tell them about other nursing jobs that are open because they're more likely to know someone in a similar role. Those email campaigns can be an easy reminder. You can just set it and forget it. Once a month, once a week, we're going to send everyone or a subset of people a campaign telling them about our current openings. The other thing that you can do is text campaigns. So we know that for a lot of companies, their employees aren't sitting at a desk. Their job is not to check email. And for those companies, text campaigns can be a much more effective way of promoting your referral program. One reason for that is a lot of employees aren't referring someone during working hours. They meet a friend outside of work or at lunch or over the weekend. And that friend tells them that they might be interested in a job at their company. Their first thought's probably not to go rummaging through their work email address to find out what jobs are open. But if they have a text and you sent them a text in that past week, they can easily open their phone and refer a friend in a few seconds from their phone. Just to give you an example, we have one client that is mostly all distributed. Most of their employees are not working at a desk. They have a lot in manufacturing, a lot in transportation, and they do email and text campaigns. But their text campaigns produce 5 times as many referrals as their regular email campaigns. And it's just because it makes it that much easier for employees to participate. The last thing is putting up physical signage. So if you're a place where employees are coming to an office, or you're in retail, nursing homes, hospitals, being able to have a link like this or a poster or a flyer with a QR code that you can scan to get to the referral program is a great way to promote the program. If anyone wants to see what it's like, feel free. You can whip out your phone right now. You can scan that QR code and see an example of how a referral program can work with a QR code like that. A lot of companies already do this to encourage people to apply for jobs. If you go by, a lot of restaurants now or just drive down the side of the road, you'll see a lot of people advertising jobs like this. You can do the exact same with your employees. Post it up in common areas, put a QR code in a presentation, and encourage people to just pull out their phones, scan it, and start referring right there on the spot. Some examples of what those internal communications could look like. Here at Hireology, we do send out some email campaigns as well as text campaigns. So think of it just like how you're marketing your products to your customers. You want to reach them on multiple channels. So this is an easy way for you to promote those campaigns, really however you're doing them today. The other area that we want to talk about is how to make it easy. We know that most employees don't wake up ready to refer their friends for a job. So you've got to make it really easy for someone to refer. Most people don't want to spend an hour trying to figure out how to submit a referral to their company. It's not a part of their job description, so don't ask them to do that. To make it really easy, don't require employees to download apps, create login accounts, remember another username or password. It's just way too many steps for them to actually participate in the program. We encourage companies to make it easy for employees to submit a referral on their desktop or their phone. We know that a lot of employees just tell their friends to go apply on the company's website and put their name down or say they're a referral. But a lot of times that makes it really hard to track referrals. So you want to have a very simple form that employees can use to submit a referral. Some companies will have a dedicated Slack channel where they'll post the link to their referral program and tell employees to refer there. Ask for it as much information as you need, but don't overwhelm employees by asking them to fill out a really lengthy survey about their referral. Collect something basic like their name, their email, their phone number, things that are allowing the recruiters to get them in the funnel, but that the recruiters can follow up and ask for things like a person's resume. That might be a barrier for participating in the program. Here are a few examples of what it's like with Hireology and Employ Us. Just to highlight some of the ease of use, how easy it is to submit a referral, we use a chatbot. It works really well because it's an easy conversational interface for employees to use to submit a referral without having to fill out a bunch of forms, upload things, email things. They can easily submit a referral in just a few seconds from their phone. If you make it really easy and you promote it, the other thing is you've got to make it easy to track your referral program as well. If it's easy for employees, but really hard for HR, eventually the program's not going to work out nearly as well as you'd like. So you want to make it easy for HR to have data at their fingertips to measure the success of the program, being able to see how many referrals are we getting? Are those referrals going up and to the right? Or are we getting a slump because we haven't talked about the program in a while? The next area is all about follow-up. It is so important to stick to your word and follow up with your employees' referrals. These are some of your highest quality candidates, and it can really be detrimental if somebody refers someone and then their referrals go into a black hole or they missed a payment or other things like that. It leads to a poor experience for your employees and typically means they won't refer friends in the future. And you might get some angry emails about why people haven't been paid. No one wants that. So it's really important to follow up. We advise companies to make sure that they've got easy processes in place to confirm that a referral has been submitted, to be able to provide status updates as a referral goes through the hiring process, and to automate the tracking of bonus payouts so that people get paid out on time. At each of these steps, you don't want employees wondering, is my friend that I referred in the system? Did someone drop the ball? Am I actually going to get paid? Regardless of what your program policy is, we want to make it really easy for employees to know where their referrals are in the hiring process. At Hireology and EmployUs, we make that really easy. We can send automated communications to employees, letting them know when their referral is submitted, as well as they go through the hiring process to let them know when a referral has submitted an application, when someone's contacted their referrals, when that person gets hired. We'll also help you track the bonuses so you know exactly when a bonus needs to be paid out and can send communications to your employees letting them know when a referral bonus has been approved and when they can expect to see that in their paycheck. I know a lot of companies currently are just copying out data from their ATS or keeping things tracked in a manual spreadsheet, and that's passing through a couple of different people on the team, and it can be really hard to know who do you actually have to pay, who's actually eligible for a bonus. So by following up and automating those steps, you can save your team a lot of manual work to keep employees informed, but also improve the employee's experience so they're more likely to refer a second, third, and fourth time. So in summary, employee referral programs are a great source of hires, especially during today's hiring crisis. Your program's effectiveness is entirely dependent on how many employees are participating in your referral program. If you don't know how many employees are participating in your program today, that's a great place to start. Look at the referrals that you've actually received over the past 6 months and see how many employees have actually sent in those referrals. And then set a goal. If you've got 5% of your employees participating, set a goal to get it to 10% or 20%. Figure out how you can boost participation in your program by following these steps. Communicate it often. Make sure it's really easy for employees to participate, and then make sure that employees are being followed up with after they submit a referral. If you're interested in using Hireology and EmployUs to help you do this, Hireology is running a great promotion for companies that want to get started with their referral program. We know that a lot of people have current programs that are either manual or just word of mouth. So they're offering up to 50% off the cost of your referral program for the first 6 months. Some restrictions do apply. So if you're an existing Hireology customer and you're interested in taking advantage of this promotion, contact your customer success manager. And if you're not a customer, feel free to visit this URL here to learn more. We'll be following up with everyone over email over the next couple of days with all the information that you need to launch your referral program. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much for joining today's session. Our next session, the third in this series, is going to be on Thursday, November the 18th at 2 p.m. Central. We'll be sharing some more examples of creative ways that companies have promoted their program internally. So another great follow-up to this session. If you have any questions, I'll be sticking around for the next couple of minutes. If you want to drop a question in the chat, would more than be willing to help anyone talk through how their program is doing or any kind of creative ways to promote their referral program. So with that, thank you so much. Feel free to get back to your day. I appreciate everyone for joining. Again, if you want to ask any questions, I'll hang around for another minute or so here, and more than happy to answer anyone's questions as well. Looks like we've got one. Darla, this is your first session. Is there a way to get a presentation of the first one? Yes, we'll have those emailed out to you. So thank you very much. We'll make sure that you can get those. Also have them hosted on the website as well. So we'll be publishing some links and including that, as well as our previous sessions in the follow-up email to everyone. If there's any other questions, feel free to drop them in the chat or ask a question here. We've got another one. Robin also wants the previous sessions. Great. Thanks so much, Robin. We'll make sure to get those out to you. All righty. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I appreciate you tuning in here and looking forward to seeing some of you on the next session on November 18th. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your week.